The clink of cups and hum of chatter filled the cafe. I had been halfway through my coffee when the door opened. She walked in with a man whose hand rested low on her back, fingers curling possessively. I tried not to look. Failed, her gaze swept the room and caught mine. I felt it before I saw it, like a static charge. Her lips formed the word go, silent but sharp. Her eyes said something else entirely. They held me. I forced my attention back to my cup, pretending to check my phone. The man guided her to the counter. His voice was smooth, easy. Hers was soft, barely carrying over the espresso machine. She smiled at something he said, but the smile faded when she glanced my way again. I told myself it was nothing, just a glance. She moved to a table by the window. The man sat across from her, phone in hand. She unwound a scarf from around her neck and draped it over her chair. When she rose to get napkins, the scarf slipped to the floor. She didn't notice. I did. I walked over and picked it up. You dropped this. She turned. For a second I thought she wouldn't take it. Then her fingers closed over mine, warm, lingering a fraction too long. Thank you. Her voice was low, like we were sharing a secret. No problem. Her eyes stayed on mine until the man returned. She let go of the scarf. He glanced between us. Everything okay? Yes, she said quickly. I just dropped something. He nodded, sat down. I went back to my table, heart ticking faster than it should. I told myself to leave before I got curious. Curiosity had a habit of pulling me into trouble, but she kept looking at me. Not openly, just flickers between sips of her drink, between his words. I caught one of those looks and held it. She didn't look away. When they stood to leave, I stayed, seated, pretending to scroll my phone. The man stepped outside first, scanning the street. She paused by my table. You shouldn't look at people like that. Wasn't aware I was. You were. Her tone wasn't accusing, more like stating a fact. Then you shouldn't look back. Her lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. I won't. But she didn't move. The man called from outside. She leaned down slightly, as if adjusting her bag. Don't follow me. Her breath brushed my ear, warm against the cool air seeping in through the open door. Then she walked out to join him. I stayed in my seat, staring at the door long after it closed. I stepped outside 10 minutes later. The street was busy, cars passing in waves. They were gone. I told myself that was good. I didn't need to know who she was or why she'd said that. But my mind kept replaying her voice, the heat in her eyes, the press of her fingers against mine, and the way she'd said it, like it wasn't a warning, like it was an invitation. That night, I lay in bed. With the scarf's softness still ghosting across my skin, I had no idea why she'd gotten under my skin in the span of a few breaths, but I knew this. I wasn't going to forget her face, and if I saw her again, I wasn't sure I'd be able to walk away. The rain had started while I was inside the bookstore. I was flipping through a photography book when I heard a voice behind me. Funny seeing you here. I turned. It was her. No scarf this time, hair falling loose around her shoulders, is it? I asked. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Depends. Who, you ask? I didn't think we'd meet again. Neither did I. She stepped closer, glancing at the book in my hand. That one's good. The last chapter's my favorite. You've read it? She nodded, fingers trailing the edge of the cover. More than once. You didn't strike me as the type. What type is that? The kind who spends rainy afternoons in a bookstore. Maybe I'm full of surprises. She moved past me, toward the next shelf. I followed, telling myself it was coincidence. You never told me your name, I said. No, she replied without turning. Are you planning to? Should I? That would be the normal thing to do? She glanced over her shoulder. Normal's overrated? I smirked. So what do I call you? Her hand brushed a spine, then stopped. Ava. Ava Kensington. The name fit her. Sharp, elegant. I repeated it under my breath. Ava. You, she asked. Lucas. She tilted her head slightly. Like she'd already known, Lucas Mercer. I froze. I didn't tell you my last name. I know how. Her eyes locked on mine. Calm, but unreadable. It doesn't matter, it matters to me. And maybe you should be more careful. I narrowed my gaze. Careful about what? About who you let close. We stood there in the aisle, rain tapping against the windows. Something unspoken charged the air between us. A book slipped from the shelf beside her and fell to the floor. I crouched to pick it up at the same time she did.
Ow!
Our hands touched. She didn't move. Her fingers were cold, trembling slightly. I looked up. Her expression had shifted. The guarded look was gone, replaced by something like fear. You're shaking, I said quietly. She pulled her hand back. It's nothing. It doesn't look like nothing. She placed the book back on the shelf. You don't know what you've stepped into. That's the second time you've said something like that. It's the truth. Then tell me the rest. You wouldn't believe me. Try me. She glanced toward the front of the store, then back at me. Not here. Where? Then she hesitated. Maybe nowhere? That's not an answer. It's the only one I can give you right now. Stepped closer. You know my name, Ava. You know more than that, don't you? Her jaw tightened. I know enough to tell you this isn't safe. It's for you or for me. Both. If it's dangerous, why are you talking to me at all? Her voice softened. Because I wanted to. That's not much of a reason. It's the only one I have. We stood in silence for a moment, listening to the rain. I finally said, if you want me to walk away, just say it. Her lips curved slightly. I'm not saying that. Then what are you saying? That maybe I shouldn't be here. But I am, because I keep finding reasons to be. The words hung between us, heavy and unsteady. Is Grant one of those reasons? I asked. Her smile vanished. You remember his name? Da. It wasn't hard. You shouldn't get involved with him. I'm not. Being around me means being around him. That's how it works. I can handle him. Her eyes narrowed. You think you can? You think I can't? No, you can't. Not yet. I leaned in slightly, yet she stepped back. I should go. You didn't answer my question. I wasn't going to. She started toward the door. I followed. Ava. She turned, hand on the glass. Lucas. Was almost a whisper. Be careful what you wish for. Before I could respond, she slipped out into the rain. I stood there, watching through the glass as she crossed the street and vanished into the crowd. The name still echoed in my head, Ava Kensington. I had the feeling it was one I wasn't going to forget. Asterisk. I was editing photos when my phone lit up. Unknown number. Lucas. I knew the voice instantly. Ava, do you like art? It depends who's asking. I'm inviting you to a gallery opening tonight. Because I think you'll like it. And if I say no, you won't. She was right. What time? 8 Westmont Gallery, or something decent. She hung up before I could reply. The gallery buzzed with quiet conversation when I arrived. The scent of wine and polished wood filled the air. I spotted her near a large, abstract piece. She wore black, simple, but devastating. You came, she said. I told myself I wouldn't, and yet you did. I'm not sure that's a good thing. You'll survive. Before I could say more, a man stepped beside her. Lucas, this is Grant, she said. Grant's handshake was firm, his smile practiced. Ava's told me nothing about you. Maybe that's for the best, I replied. He chuckled. Probably. Ava's hand rested lightly on my arm. Grant noticed. His smile didn't falter, but his eyes cooled. We moved through the gallery. Pausing at paintings neither of us seemed to care about, Ava stayed close, her arm brushing mine, her perfume trailing after her movements. Do you like any of these? I asked quietly. They're fine, she said. That's not why you're here. Then why am I here? You'll see. Across the room, Grant was speaking with a pair of collectors, but his gaze kept drifting toward us. Does he know you invited me? I asked. Yes. Why? Because he needs to. That doesn't explain anything. It's not time to explain. The evening blurred with small talk and glasses of wine I barely tasted. I caught Grant watching me more than once. His smile never broke, but it felt like a mask. When I finally stepped toward the exit, Ava appeared beside me. You're leaving? Trying to? She walked with me to the door. Wait outside for a minute. For what? Just do it. Stepped into the cool night air. A few minutes later, she followed. You didn't seem to enjoy yourself, she said. Maybe I'm not an art person. Or maybe you don't like being watched. Grant was watching me, yes, and that's what you wanted? Her eyes searched mine. I needed him to see you here, with me. Why? Because it matters. That's not an answer. The only one you get right now. I started to respond, but she reached into her coat pocket. She stepped close enough that I could feel the heat from her skin. She slipped something into my jacket pocket. Read it when you're alone. Is it? Don't ask. I looked at her. Ava, you're making this feel like a game. It's not a game. It feels like one. You'll understand soon. Will I like what I understand? Her voice dropped. Probably not. I took a step back. You're dangerous. So are you. You just don't realize it yet. Before I could reply, she turned and walked back inside without looking at me. I stood on the sidewalk, the weight of the folded paper in my pocket pressing against my chest. The gallery lights spilled onto the street behind me.
Ice.
I didn't look. Back as I walked away, the paper in my jacket felt heavier with each step. Asterisk, I waited until I was home to take the paper from my pocket. It was folded twice, side just 4 words, meet me. Midnight. Pier 7. I read it again, then set it down. My first thought was to ignore it. At 11:45, I was already halfway there. The pier was empty except for the sound of water slapping against wood. Fog curled around the lampposts, muting the glow. She stood at the edge, coat pulled tight, hair shifting. In the wind, you came, she said without turning. I told myself not to, but you did. I want to know why I'm here. You'll understand soon. That's getting old. I didn't ask you to like it. I stepped beside her. You could have just called. And risked the wrong person hearing? No, Grant. Jaw tightened. He can't know we're talking. And why make him notice me at the gallery? That was different. Explain it. She looked out at the dark water. You're not ready for the explanation? Try me? Her gaze shifted to me. Do you trust me? No. Good. That means you might make it through this. That's not an answer. Not everything will be. The wind picked up. She shivered. You're cold, I said. I'm fine. Shrugged off my jacket and held it out. Take it. Didn't come here for comfort. It's not comfort. It's basic decency. She hesitated, then slipped it on. Her shoulders eased. Better? I asked a little. We stood there in silence until she leaned against me, resting her head lightly on my chest. Why do I feel like you're about to tell me something I don't want to hear? I said, because you probably don't. How bad is it? Bad enough that I should leave you out of it. Then why am I here? Because I can't leave you out of it anymore. Her words pulled at me in a way I didn't like. You're making it sound like I don't have a choice. You don't, she straightened, taking a step back. I shouldn't have called. You didn't call me. You wrote a note. Same thing. No, it's not. A note is deliberate. A note is planned. She shook her head. You think too much? And you tell me too little? Her lips curved slightly. Maybe. Headlights cut through the fog, bright and sharp. A car rolled slowly onto the pier. Her entire body went rigid. Who is it? I asked. She grabbed my arm. It's him. Grant. Yes. Why would he be here? Because he knows me. Knows you how? Better than you do. Then you need to tell me why he's following you. He's not following me. He's watching you. Me, yes. The car stopped a few yards away. The engine idled. What now? I asked. Now you walk away. That's not happening. It has to. I'm not leaving you here with him. Her grip on my arm tightened. Lucas, please. Drivers. Door opened. Figure stepped out, moving slowly toward us. Her voice dropped to a whisper. If you don't go now, it won't matter what I tell you later. Then tell me now. She looked at me, eyes sharp with urgency. This is bigger than you think. And it started before you met me. None of that makes sense. Doesn't have to yet. The man was closer now, his face hidden in shadow. She released my arm. Go. I stayed where I was. She stepped in front of me, blocking his view. Now, if you care about getting out of this in one piece, walk away. And if I don't, you're in it for good. The fog thickened, swallowing the space between the lampposts. The man's footsteps echoed against the wooden planks. I took one last look at her. This isn't over. Her reply was quiet. It's barely started. He was waiting for me outside the coffee shop. Lucas, Grant said, stepping into my path. Not a good time, I told him. This won't take long. I don't remember agreeing to talk. You don't have to agree, you just have to listen. I studied his expression. No smile, no trace of charm. Just a stillness that didn't feel casual. What is this about? I asked. Ava. I'm not sure why you think I want to hear anything about her from you. You should, if you know what's good for you. I can decide that for myself. He shook his head slowly. Ava ruins people. It's dramatic. It's the truth. She collects them, makes them think they matter. Then she disappears. Leaves them gutted. Oh, you're speaking from experience? Do you think I'd waste my time otherwise? I think you're trying to scare me because you need to be scared. I leaned in slightly. If she's so dangerous, why are you still with her? It's complicated. Gaimek. It's simple. She's useful. It's a strange word to use for someone you claim destroys people. It's the only word that fits. I searched his face for a crack in the armor, but he kept his voice steady. She will use you, Lucas. And when she's done, you'll wish you had listened to me. Why do you care? Because I've seen what happens. And yet here, you are still orbiting her. His jaw tightened. I don't orbit anyone. Then maybe you should stop following me around. Consider this your only warning. Noted. He stepped back, eyes never leaving mine, then turned and walked away. I watched him go, telling myself I'd put it out of my head. That lasted until my phone buzzed. Ava, urgent. Meet me, no explanation. Just an address. The rooftop of an old brick building downtown. When I got there, she was pacing near the edge. Her coat flared with each turn, her phone clutched in one hand. You came, she said. You sound surprised. I wasn't sure you would. I wasn't sure either. Her voice was tight. Did you talk to him? Grant, yes. What did he say? That you ruin people? You collect them, then disappear? She stopped pacing. Do you believe him? I'm not sure yet. She stepped closer. You shouldn't. You're telling me he's lying? I'm telling you he has reasons for wanting you away from me, and you don't? Her eyes flickered.
Hey, my reasons are different, such as...
She hesitated, then looked toward the city lights. I need you to help me. What? Disappearing? The word landed between us. Heavy. You mean running? Yes. From him? From more than him? You're going to have to be clearer than that. Can't. Not yet. Then why should I help you? Her voice softened. Because you want to. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. I folded my arms. You show up in my life, you make sure your boyfriend sees me with you. You drop cryptic notes, and now you want me to help you vanish. You're going to have to give me more than that. She stepped closer, her tone urgent. If I tell you everything now, you'll walk away. Try me. She shook her head. I need you in this before you understand it. Once you're in, you won't run. That sounds like a trap. Maybe it is, but it's the only way. Wind whipped across the rooftop, and she pulled her coat tighter. I took a step toward her. You don't look like someone who ruins people. Maybe that's why I'm good at it. I searched her face for the truth, but she didn't flinch. Help me, Lucas, she said. I let the silence stretch. If I say yes, what happens next? We make a plan, and if I say no, look down at the street below. Then you won't see me again. Something in the way she said it made the choice harder than it should have been. I haven't decided, I told her. You will. Her phone buzzed again. She glanced at the screen, her expression tightening. Is that him? I asked. Yes. What? Does he want to know where I am? Do you think he knows? He always knows? I took a step back. I need to get out of here. So do you. Will I see you again if you want to? It's not a real answer, it's the only one I can give. She moved toward the fire escape. Before climbing down, she looked over her shoulder. Think about what I said. Then she was gone, swallowed by the dark. Asterisk, we met in a small park at the edge of the city. Grant's dangerous, Ava said the moment I sat down. I guessed that, I told her. You don't understand how dangerous. Then explain it. Glanced around. Has connections, money, influence. People do what he wants without asking why, and you're with him because. I thought I could control it. That's not an answer. It's the truth. I leaned forward. You told me you needed my help to disappear. Now you're saying you can control him? Which is it? Her eyes shifted away. It's complicated. That's not a good sign. Telling you what I can. You're telling me pieces. They don't fit together. Her voice dropped. If I gave you the whole story, you'd walk away. You'd keep saying that. Maybe I'd stay if you were honest. She shook her head. No, you wouldn't. I sat back. Then maybe you're not ready for help. I don't have time to be ready. If you're asking me to take a risk without knowing what I'm walking into, that's how this works. It's not how I work. Her tone softened. You think I'm playing games, but I'm trying to protect you. By lying to me? I haven't lied. Half-truths are still lies. Her jaw tightened. You want the truth? Fine. He's not the man he used to be. Something happened. I don't know what, but it changed him. And that's why you want to leave? It's one reason. What's the other? She didn't answer right away because I can't breathe when I'm with him. That's vague. It's real. I studied her. You expect me to believe all this without proof? You already believe more than you want to admit. Why? Because you're here. You wouldn't be if you didn't. I didn't respond. She reached across the bench and took my hand. You remind me of him? She said. That's not reassuring. Before he changed. I searched her face for what she meant, but she kept her eyes steady on mine. Before, he changed. He was kind, thoughtful. He looked at me like I mattered more than anything. And you think I'm like that? You are. That's why I need you. The weight of her fingers around mine was harder to ignore than I wanted. You could be using me the same way you say he uses people, I said. I'm not. How? Do I know? You don't. You just have to decide if it's worth the risk. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I glanced at the screen. Unknown number. The message read, She's lying to you. I looked up at her. Did you send this? She frowned. Send what? I held out the phone. This? She scanned it. No, who else would? Grant. Why would he think you're lying? Because he doesn't want you to help me.
That's
not the only possible reason. Her voice hardened. It's the only one that matters, you're sure? Yes, I pocketed the phone. If you're telling the truth, then he's trying to turn me against you. If you're lying, then he's trying to save me. I'm telling the truth. Then you need to start proving it. Her grip on my hand tightened. I give you proof. You'll be in this. Completely. No way out. Maybe that's the only way I'll know where I stand. She hesitated. Meet me tomorrow. Same place. I'll have something for you. What kind of something? Proof. And if you don't, then you walk away. I studied her face one last time before standing. Tomorrow, then? She let go of my hand slowly, as if reluctant to give it back. Be careful, she said. You too. As I walked away, my phone buzzed again. Same number. If you meet her tomorrow, you won't walk away. I can't keep doing this, I said. You think I can? Ava shot back. You hide things from me. You judge me without knowing everything. You twist every answer, because the truth could get you hurt. In the middle of it, you could walk away. I don't want to. She stepped closer. That's the problem. Her eyes burned into mine. You make me feel like I can breathe again. You're not making this easier. Maybe. I don't want easy. Silence stretched between us, heavy and charged. Her hand touched my face. I shouldn't. Then don't. She kissed me instead, urgent. Wrong. Electric. My hands found her waist before I could stop myself. When she pulled back, her breath shook. We just crossed a line. I forced myself to step away. You think? Her tears caught in the light. I'm sorry. I turned toward the street. Grant stood there watching, asterisk, his voice didn't rise. He just looked me in the eye and said, "She's my wife, Lucas." The words landed like a blow. I forced a breath. "You're lying." His expression didn't change? "You think you're special? You think you're the first?" I stepped back, my pulse pounding in my ears. "What are you talking about? She's done this before," Grant said. "She finds someone, draws them in, makes them think they matter. Then she leaves. And she never looks back." I searched his face for any sign of a bluff. "You're making this up. I'm saving you," he said. "You think she cares? You're just the next pawn. She's not like that. She is exactly like that. Ask her yourself." I swallowed the knot in my throat. "I will." Almost smiled. "Do that, and watch what happens." I didn't wait for him to say more. I pushed past him and went looking for her. Ava was on the balcony, her hair catching the last light of the day. She turned when she heard my footsteps. "You look like you've seen a ghost. Grant just told me something." Her eyes flickered, almost too quick to notice. "And what did he say? That you're his wife?" She didn't flinch. "That you've done this before. That I'm just another game for you." She let out a slow breath. "He would say that. You're not denying it?" "I'm telling you that his version of the truth is not the whole truth." "That's not an answer, because it's not a simple question." "It is to me. Did you lie to me?" She stepped closer. "I never lied about how I feel. That's not what I asked. I can't change the fact that I was married to him, was." My voice tightened. He said her gaze didn't waver. "Legally, yes. But in every way that matters, no. You should have told me.
Ouch.
And you would have walked away before you understood anything. Maybe that would have been better." Her eyes glistened. "Better for you, maybe. Worse for me." I shook my head. "You used me. I needed someone I could trust. You needed someone to play your pawn. It's not fair." "It's exactly fair if it's true." She grabbed my wrist. "If you walk away now, you'll never know the real story. Then tell me." "Not here. Not where he can hear." I pulled my arm free. "You've had every chance to tell me, Ava. Instead, you kept me guessing. Kept me chasing shadows." Her voice broke. "'Cause I didn't know if you could handle the truth." "I can handle the truth. What I can't handle is being lied to." She took a shaky breath. "When I met you, I saw someone who reminded me of the man Grant used to be. Before the money. Before the control. Before the things he did to me. I wanted to believe her. So this is revenge? This is survival? You expect me to believe that?" "I don't expect anything from you anymore," she said quietly. "But I hoped." I stared at her, searching for the truth in her eyes. "You've got 5 seconds to convince me not to walk out of here."
How?
She stepped forward until her hand brushed mine. "If you leave, Grant wins. And you'll always wonder why I risked everything to pull you in." "Risked everything? Or just found your next distraction?" Her lip trembled. "If you think that's all you are, then you don't know me at all. Maybe I don't. Stay, just long enough to find out." I hesitated, my anger wrestling with something deeper. "If I stay, I want the truth. All of it. No more games." Her voice was barely above a whisper. "You'll get it, but you might wish you hadn't. I'll take my chances." A shadow passed over her face, as if she'd already decided. What would happen next? She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small silver key. "Meet me tomorrow. Same rooftop as before. Bring no one, not even your phone." "What's the key for?" Her eyes locked on mine.
Hey!
"For the part of my life I've kept locked away." I closed my fingers around it, the metal cold against my skin. "If this is another lie, it's not. Then I'll see you tomorrow." I turned to go, but her voice stopped me. "Lucas," I looked back. "Whatever you think of me right now, remember, this Grant is dangerous, and he will not let you walk away easily." I slipped the key into my jacket. "Neither will you." She didn't answer. I left the balcony. The weight of her warning and the cold metal in my pocket making it impossible to tell if I was walking toward the truth or straight into a trap. Asterisk, her apartment was dark when I arrived. The curtains were drawn tight, shutting out the city lights. Ava. I'm here. Her voice came from the corner. I stepped inside, the air heavy. Why are the lights off? It's safer this way. I moved closer. She said you'd tell me everything tonight. She nodded. Sit. I stayed standing. Start talking. She took a breath. The night I tried to leave Grant, I wasn't alone. Who was with you? My sister. The word hit me harder than I expected. You never mentioned her. She's gone, Lucas. I froze. Gone.
Stopped.
Grant found out we were leaving. He made sure she never came back. My jaw tightened. You're saying he? I'm saying he's capable of anything. Searched her face. Why didn't you tell me before? 'Cause once you know, you can't unknow. And knowing makes. You dangerous to him? You think I'm not already dangerous to him? You're still alive, she said quietly. That's the difference. I wanted to believe her, but then I saw a suitcase by the door. What's that? Her eyes followed mine. What we need. I stepped past her and opened it. Clothes, cash, and a passport lay inside. I lifted it. Whose is this? Ours. I looked at her sharply. What do you mean ours? There's another one for you. Same destination. No return date. You're running. We're running. She corrected. Where? Is somewhere he can't reach us. You think that's possible? I know it is. If we leave now, I closed the suitcase. And if I don't, she met my eyes. Then you're walking back into his hands and you won't get another chance. You've planned this without telling me. Told you sooner, you would have tried to talk me out of it. Or maybe I would have helped you. Her voice softened. We are helping me. By saying yes. I stared at her. And what if Grant's right? What if I'm just another piece in whatever game you're playing? She stepped closer. Then why does my heart race every time you're near? That's not an answer. It's the only one I have right now. I shook my head. This feels wrong. What feels wrong, leaving or staying? Both. Then choose the wrong that keeps you alive. Her hand touched mine, fingers curling around them like an anchor. We can be free, Lucas. We just have to go. And if we run, what happens to everything here? The truth, the proof. The proof is worthless if we're dead. My pulse quickened. You're sure he doesn't know you're leaving tonight? Her eyes flickered. I'm sure. You hesitated. 'Cause I'm not sure of anything when it comes to him. But I know this is our best chance. The air in the apartment felt thicker. I glanced toward the door. When do we leave? Now. I looked around one last time. This place. It looks like you've been ready for a while. Been ready since the night I lost her, she said. Just needed you to make it possible. Why me? Because you're the only one who didn't flinch when you saw what he's capable of. I didn't answer. My eyes stayed on hers, searching for any trace of a lie. She handed me the second passport. Trust me just once more. Feeling the weight of the choice in my hand. If we do this, we do it my way. Her lips parted. What's your way? We don't just run. We make sure he can't follow. Her voice was a whisper. And how do you plan to do that? Making him believe we're already gone before we are. She studied me for a long moment. That's dangerous. So is trusting you. Her mouth curved into the faintest smile. Fair enough. I picked up the suitcase. Let's move. The floorboards creaked under my steps. I could feel her close behind me, her breath quick and shallow. My hand was on the doorknob. When the sound hit metal against metal, the lock turned from the outside. Ava's grip tightened on my arm. Who has a key? I asked. Her answer was barely audible. Only him. The door burst open. Grant filled the doorway like he owned the air in the room. You've been busy, he said. Ava's grip on my hand tightened, nails biting into my skin. You shouldn't be here, I told him. He ignored me. I warned you once, Lucas. Call this a warning? This is me collecting on a debt? I stepped forward. I don't owe you anything, he smirked. You owe me for touching what's mine. Ava's lips parted. Grant, please, he cut her off. You stay quiet. She glanced at me. Lucas, go. But her eyes were screaming something else. I'm not leaving, I said. Then you're making this harder than it needs to be, Grant replied. What do you think you're going to do? End this before it gets worse? It's already worse, I said. He took a step inside. Then you know why I can't let you walk away. Ava moved between us. Stop it. Both. Of you? Grant's gaze flicked to the suitcase by the door. Going somewhere? No, she said quickly. I didn't lie. Yes. His eyes narrowed. Together? I stayed silent. That's all I needed to hear, he said. Ava's voice cracked. This isn't how you think, it's exactly how I think, he snapped. I took another step toward him. You lay a hand on her, and you'll regret it. You're not in a position to make threats. Neither are you, I shot back. His smirk widened. You really think she's worth all this? I know she is. Ava's hand trembled. In mine? Lucas, please, just go before I'm not leaving you here with him. Grant's tone sharpened. You're forgetting she came back to me once before. She came back because you didn't give her a choice. He tilted his head. Everyone has a choice. Not when you hold a knife to it, I said, for the first time. His smile faded. The silence between us felt dangerous. Ava broke it. Grant, listen to me. If you care about anything we had, let us walk away. His jaw tightened. Do you think? I'm the kind of man who lets another walk off with my wife. I'm not yours, she said quietly. That landed like a strike. His eyes burned. Say that again? I'm not yours. I stepped closer to her side. You heard her. Grant's hand twitched at his side. You have no idea what you're walking into. I'd rather take my chances than stay here. Oh, you won't make it out the door. I held his stare. Try me. Ava looked at me again, her lips shaping the word go, but her eyes clung to mine. Holding me in place. I knew she wanted me to survive, but I also knew she didn't want to face him. Alone, I didn't move. Grant noticed. So that's your choice. My choice is her, I said. For a heartbeat, nothing moved. Then the distant wail of sirens cut through the air. Grant's eyes darted toward the window. You called them? I didn't answer. Ava's voice was sharp. They're not for us. Sound grew louder, closer. Grant's gaze shifted between us, calculating. If they're coming here, it's already too late for both of you. He backed toward the door. But his stare promised this wasn't over. I didn't let go of Ava's hand. The sirens screamed down the street, flooding the room with blue light. Stay behind me, I told her. Her voice was barely a whisper. I'm not letting you face him alone. The noise outside swelled until it drowned out everything else. I tightened my grip on her hand. Then we end this together. The sirens stopped. The door stood half open, and we waited for what would come through it. Asterisk, the sirens didn't fade. They grew sharper, slicing through the night. 2 officers stepped inside, guns drawn, hands where we can see them. Grant froze. You've got the wrong place. Grant Whitmore. One of them asked. His jaw tightened. Who's asking? Detective Morales, NYPD. You're under arrest? For what? Grant demanded. Fraud, extortion, and witness intimidation. Ah! Grant's eyes flicked toward Ava. You did this? She didn't answer. I looked at her. What's going on? Her voice was steady. They'd been building a case against him for months. Why didn't you tell me? Because you weren't supposed to be part of it, she said. Grant's laugh was low. You really think they have anything that sticks? They have enough, she replied. Enough to put me away. Not a chance, the detective stepped forward. We'll let the judge decide. Turn around. Grant didn't move. Lucas, you need to hear what she's not telling you. I shook my head. I've heard enough. No, he said. You haven't? She's not here because she loves you. You're just another piece on the board. I glanced at Ava. She held my gaze but didn't speak. Grant's smile was thin. See? She won't deny it. Turn around, the detective. Repeated. Grant finally did, letting them cuff him. His voice stayed cold. This isn't over. They let him out. The sound of the cuffs rattling in the hallway. When the door shut, I turned to her. Tell me the truth. Her eyes softened. I was the key witness. The only one who could bring him down? And me? Her shoulders dropped. You were leverage. You thought hurting you would make me stay quiet. I stepped back. So, was bait. I didn't want you involved, but you let it happen, I said. Her voice broke. If I warned you, he'd know I'd talked. You could have trusted me. I couldn't risk it, she said. The space between us felt heavier than any walls. So what now? I asked. You walk away? She whispered. That's it? It's safer for you. I laughed bitterly. Safe stopped mattering the second I met you. Her lips trembled. I'm sorry, Lucas. You're sorry, but you still used me. She closed her eyes. I wish you could understand. Then make me, I said. If you stay in my life, they'll come after you next. Who's they? She hesitated. People worse than Grant. You think I scare easy? I think you'll get yourself killed, she said. Her words hit harder than she probably meant. You're just walking away, I said. I'm disappearing. She replied, for both of us. Don't decide for me. I have to. I felt the air shift, like the conversation had already ended. She stepped toward the door. Goodbye, Lucas. I didn't follow. When the door clicked shut behind her, the silence pressed in. She was gone before the echo faded. Weeks passed. I told myself I'd move on. That the whole thing was a mess I should be glad to escape. But every time I walked down a crowded street, I searched without meaning to. It happened on a gray Tuesday. I'd just stepped out of a coffee shop when I felt it eyes on me. I turned. She stood across the street. Still like the world had stopped moving around her. Ava, she wore a black coat, collar up against the wind. Our eyes locked. The noise of the street blurred. Her expression was unreadable. But I felt the pull, sharp and real. I took a step toward the curb. She shook her head slowly, almost imperceptibly. My chest tightened. She turned, disappearing into the crush of people before the light even changed. I stood there, waiting for her to reappear, but she didn't. Traffic moved again, swallowing the space between us. I knew what I should do to forget her. Let the past stay buried. But I also knew something else. If I saw her again, I wouldn't walk away.